Okay, right. Apart from that, what we have seen?
We just started for a WCDMA, like explain what is the full form of WCDMA, and after that we just comparing this carrier bandwidth.
Okay, fine. So from tomorrow onwards, we start with the LT. Okay, right. So I hope this is, I think, 10th is more than 10 hours we have done. See, right, started recording. Here it is 1G, right? FDMA, okay, 30 kilohertz of channel bandwidth, okay, uh, channel bandwidth you can say. Then GSM, right? Here it is FDMA plus TDMA is used. Then 200 kilohertz of right channel bandwidth is used. Then CDMA, right? CDMA multiple access itself. Then here it is 1.25 megahertz is the channel bandwidth. Okay, when it comes to 3G, right? WCDMA, that multiple access is WCDMA, right? The channel bandwidth was right 5 megahertz. So when they're transmitting, right, when they were transmitted this 5 megahertz, they have seen some issues. Okay, what kind of issues they have seen? So when this entire 5 megahertz channel bandwidth transmitted into air, okay, so this is the UE. Okay, so here it is my 3G base station. Okay, then here it is 5G 5 megahertz. Because of buildings, okay, because of trees, okay, because of building and trees, this channel, when it is reached here, right, the received throughput is received data rate or throughput or throughput is not as expected. Not as expected. Then they found what is the exactly issue here. Okay. So simply let us take example to understand this context. Okay. So with 5 megahertz, I am expecting some, let us take 300 Mbps, 300 Mbps or maybe 50 Mbps, let us take. But this is not happening. I am not getting 50 Mbps because of the trees, buildings, right? Uh, I'm not, my expectation is this, but I am getting in terms of kilobits per second, very bad data rate. Okay. So this situation is like from place A to place B, right? I started means like 100 kg gold. Okay, I'm sending 100 kgs gold from place A to place B, right? If thieves are there in a box, I am sending 100 kg gold from a place A to place B. If thieves are there, okay, right? If thieves catch this, right, right, stolen this, then zero, right? I don't have anything at the place B. So in another case, if I can do small change, right? So if I can make this 100 kgs into right 50 kg box, 50 kg box. Okay, right. So then what happens? Again, if thieves catch one box, at least 50 kg means 50% reaches here. In another case, if I can make this 1 kg, 1 kg box, 1 kg, 1 kg box. If thieves catch one box, then 99%. Means almost 99 kgs. Means if you make smaller, right, the bigger means like in a box, if you transmitted entire gold, it may lost, then 50% lost, right? This is a you can say 1%, 99%, 1% lost. But here this is a 5 megahertz is a big chunk of bandwidth, right? Big chunk of bandwidth. Right. So when we transmit this big chunk of bandwidth, right, it is going because of these trees and because of buildings, trees, right? There is a fading, right, called frequency selective fading, right? Means this entire bandwidth, if it is a bigger chunk of bandwidth, this is undergoing frequency selective fading. Right, this leads to deep fades. Okay, this leads to deep fades. Okay, because of this deep fades, right, no throughput. No throughput or less throughput here. Less throughput here. I hope you got it right. Big chunk here, big chunk lost. Here, big chunk, right? Frequency selective fading, deep fades, right? Less or no throughput, less throughput at here or no throughfut. So then,
Frequency fading due to which reason?
huh?
This fading is due to which reason?
Fading?
Yeah, frequency selecting fading. This deep fading. Deep.
Fading means, deep fading is means what? High fading. Signal fades away.
No, what's the reason?
That's what I'm saying, right? This is a frequency selective. Selected frequencies will, because of this trees, building, okay? Trees and buildings. This is called interference, right? You can say fading, or you can say it's a kind of interference.
Correct.
So there are things, right? If you remember in your, there are things like refraction, reflection, diffraction, right? Because of this, signal fades away, right? It takes a different route, right? Right, because diffraction, right? When signal impinges, right, something will be, see, when how things are happens. When signal impinges on the building, building absorbs the some signal. Tree, why when you are going to forest place, why you don't see full signal? Can anyone tell me? Hello?
Because we have a multi-path fading over there with trees and other.
Multipath fading, correct. Multipath fading, that will be not only multipath fading, okay? Means these trees, buildings, human body eats the signal. Okay, got my point. So eats the signal. So some will be observed, some will be reflected, some will be diffracted. Okay, so because of all these effects, right, they observed that there is a frequency selective fading. What do you mean by frequency selective fading? So because of huge bandwidth, some portion of the frequencies are seeing high fades. Okay, so that's why, right, not seeing expected throughput. Clear? Because of the reflection, refraction, right, diffraction. So there is a loss because of the trees, because of the buildings. Okay. So they have seen that there is a frequency selective, which means, for example, when it comes to what exactly the frequency selective fading. So this is my 5 megahertz band. Okay. 5 megahertz is a little larger. If I can say This is the lower frequencies in the 5 megahertz. These are the mid frequencies, high frequencies. Okay. So when this entire bandwidth transmitted because of trees, buildings, right? Sometimes this lower frequencies get into deep fade. Sometimes deep fades. Okay. So this is what frequency selective fading means. Lower frequencies got affected completely, or sometimes high frequencies affected, sometimes mid frequencies. Frequency selective fading is this one. Okay. So whatever the data transmitted here, totally lost. So if these are affected by the frequencies fading, data lost here. If these are affected by the selective fading, data lost. Clear? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So logic is very simple. 5 megahertz carries the large data. Okay. When large data is transmitted, there is a loss will also be large. Loss will, larger will be the loss. Large loss. Correct or not? If you invested large, if you invested huge amount in any stocks or something, you will get benefited huge. If loss, huge loss. Correct or not? Agree or not? If you
Correct.
invested 1 crore, you
Yes,
will
sir.
get profit 1 crore, loss 1 crore possibility. Okay. If you invested 10,000, right, you may get 10,000 or 10,000 loss. 10,000 loss is not a big thing, but 1 crore loss is a big thing. Correct or not? Hello?
Correct, sir. Correct.
Yes, yes. Correct.
Right. So that's why, right, people thought in 3G with the transmission of larger bandwidth, right, they have seen there is a huge losses because of the frequency selective fading, because of the reflection, refraction, diffraction, because of the trees, right? Even see, observe, sometimes if we keep our mobile on bench, we may see the signal, we may not see the signal. If we keep under the bench, sometimes we may see good signal because of interference, right? The signal level always depends on the interference can be help, sometimes interference can help us, right? There is a destructive interference, constructive interference. Destructive interference means you don't see any signal on your mobile. Constructive interference means you will see good signal on your mobile. So means like it depends on the right area where you are. Okay, sometimes we may see good signal in balcony, our flat balcony, right? If we enter into home, we don't see. So different places in our home, different places may have different signal level. So that is because of this, right? Surrounding, how surrounding articles or items, right? Behaving. Sharp coefficient. Each and every object in the world will have the reflection coefficient. Okay, so what kind of reflection coefficient around us, depending on that only signal level goes up or goes down. Okay, so right, people found that, means scientists found that they are not seeing a good with the higher bandwidth the transmission. So that's why what they have done, instead of transmitting this 5 megahertz bandwidth like this, okay, so right, I was telling huge data transmission on the higher bandwidth. If something went wrong, huge loss. So instead of transmitting this 5 megahertz bandwidth, okay, as it is, what they have done, they have sliced into smaller bandwidths. These are all right. Itself 5 megahertz itself is a carrier bandwidth, right? Instead of sending subdivided, okay, subdivided subdivided this bandwidth, right? 5 megahertz subdivided into 15 kilohertz, right? From the beginning, we are seeing 1G, 25 megahertz divided by 30 kilohertz, right? So they divided into small. So this itself is a carrier, then subdivided, each of which is called the subcarriers, right? So where is 5 megahertz? Where is 15 kilohertz? Right. If I divide 5 megahertz of bandwidth with 15 kilohertz of channel bandwidth, how many subcarriers we will get? Almost 300 subcarriers. So the idea is smaller the 15 kilohertz, right? Can't carry much data, right? 15 kilohertz can carry small amount of data, right? Small amount of data. Okay, so like that. Now in 5 megahertz, I got 300 subcarriers. This 300 subcarriers will be carried small amount of data, right? Instead of directly transmitting bigger chunk of data. So means making big bandwidth into smaller and transmitting smaller bandwidth, right? Out of this 300 subcarriers, right? Because of trees, because let's take 300 subcarriers, okay? Because of trees, because of buildings, okay? Because of trees, because of buildings, okay? At the UE, out of this 300 subcarriers, if 100 lost, 200 carriers are expected here. Even if 200 lost, right, 100 is expected here. So means after slicing into smaller, right? I have taken an example of this, right? I have taken example of the advantage here. It is after making smaller parts, right? I am going to expect something at the B. Got my point? Hello?
Yeah.
Right. So means smaller the, right? Same thing. Smaller the investment, smaller will be the loss. Right? Smaller will be the data transmission, loss will also be smaller. So instead of transmitting this big chunk, right, they have done a subcarrier transmission. But 300 subcarriers, just imagine transmitting, right, this is the base station transmitting 300 subcarrier like this, okay, 300 subcarriers like this, definitely not so easy, because each and every carrier will interfere with each other. Am I correct or not? Correct or not? So this itself is a FDMA, right? What do you mean by FDMA? 5 megahertz divided into 15 kilohertz, which is frequency division only, right? Getting 300 subcarriers. Correct or not?
Yes.
Right? This is FDMA. But transmitting 300 subcarriers right from a base station, just imagine, not at all easy, right? Each and every subcarrier or carriers will be interfere with each other. But how can I protect them? How can I protect? So transmitting them, right? Transmitting 300 subcarriers orthogonal to each other. Make them orthogonal to each other. Okay. So orthogonal, apply the orthogonal principle. Orthogonal, apply orthogonal. This is the OFDMA division, but apply principle of orthogonal, right? Will help you to save from the interference. So orthogonal plus OFDMA becomes OFDMA. Right? What do you mean by orthogonal? Right? A simple one transmit one carrier on cos 2 pi, cos 2 pi FCT plus theta, and another one is sine 2 pi FCT theta, right? This will be 90 degrees apart. Means this 300 carriers, right? 300 carriers transmit each and everything at 90 degrees phase shift. Phase shift, which will make, right, orthogonal to each other, right? This is called the OFDMA. This is the this is the building block of 4G and 5G. Clear? This is what orthogonal frequency division multiple access. Got my point? Or multiplexing. Means, right? So industry traveled, right? Right? Initially from 30 kilohertz to 200 kilohertz, 200 to 1.25, then 5 megahertz. When it comes to 4G and 5G, right? OFDMA is using because of, right? Because when in 3G, when larger bandwidth transmitted, seen frequency selective fading, where it encounters the deep fades. Because of deep fades, loss will be higher. To save that, right, people gone for the right, a smaller bandwidth, smaller amount of right. Even sometimes people says, right, do this eat small amounts, right, to do improve yourself daily by doing small works. Means like small things will help. So here they have taken the same principle, right? By transmitting a small amount on a smaller bandwidth, right? They have achieved smaller investments will give you right, lossless accumulation. If you at a time invest 1 crore, if something went wrong, everything will be lost. So similarly here, OFDMA, right? 15 kilohertz 5G, sorry, 4G, even in 5G also 15 kilohertz. It starts from 15 kilohertz of channel bandwidth. So this is the fundamental building blocks and operation of 1G to 4G. Clear?
So if bandwidth is increased 5 to 10 megahertz, so accordingly, so carrier also increase, right?
No, your voice is not audible actually, not clear. Can you ask once again?
Yeah. Suppose as of now the bandwidth is 5 megahertz, so bandwidth is increased 5 to 10 megahertz. Okay, so sub carrier also increase 300 to 600.
Correct. If 10 megahertz, 600. If 20 megahertz, 1200.
So data is carried by this small 15.
Small bandwidth, sub-carriers. We'll see how data will be transmitted, how it will be mapped, right? For example, when you say hello, right, that will be converted into analog to digital, then the digital bits, how these digital bits will be transmitted onto these sub-carriers. We will see one by one. It's a big story, right? It is not so easy.
So
Just we have.
it's happened in 4G and 5G.
Correct.
But in 3G is the wide band. So how the data transfer in 3G?
3G we have already seen, right? WCDMA. CDMA is a same concept, right? CDMA, code-based allocation. WCDMA, CDMA. See, WCDMA is a wider band, but CDMA, core technology is CDMA. What is CDMA? We have seen, right, yesterday. Code-based channel allocation.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay. So code-based channel allocation, but 5 megahertz. From that only we have taken, right? From 3G only, we gone for the 4G.
Yeah, got it. This is a code basis. Yeah.
Right. So here fundamentally, what are the fundamental changes, right, from here, right? One user per channel. Okay, one user per channel, how capacity has increased. Here, 8 users per channel. Correct or not? So here 64 users per channel, right? Whereas here 64 into 64, maybe 256 users, just example, right? Then in 4G, 5G, right? No limit, right?
Correct.
No limit. So this is how capacity has increased. Just imagine nowadays if we have 1G, then every house should have 3 to 4 towers. Correct or not? As we have at least in everyone in home having one 422 SIM cards. Hello,
Yes, correct.
correct or not?
Yes, correct.
So
But
that's why.
but government will not have that much frequency now to give us.
just example I'm saying. That is costly. That is costly, not operable.
No, I'm just saying, like you said, no, so government, everybody, we also have to sit in the spectrum auction, right?
Correct,
Everybody from
correct.
the family
No,
should
no, no,
sit
no,
in.
no. Operator. No, no, not personal. Not personally. Companies. For example,
Yes.
Airtel. Airtel should
Mm,
have installed 4 to 5 base stations in every house.
correct.
That is not at all possible. Just imagine if this technology, if this 3G, 4G were not there, only 1G was there continuously, then right, definitely not means like as per the time, right? 1980s, where is 1980s? Almost 40, 44 years. Okay, 40 years back, 30, 40 years back. Great technology, but capacity is limited. Now 4G, 5G, and people are still struggling to move to other. Right. All these till 4G, we were thinking only for mobile communication. 1G was mobile communication, 2G was mobile, 3G was, 4G was till 4G mobile communication only. Right. Now 5G is entering into other areas. 5G is a use case based application. Okay. 5G is use case based application, not only mobile. So this next generation 5G, you cannot say only mobile communication. It is use case based. If I have an application, so 5G is also monitoring and automating the factories, industry 4.0, mining, industry 4.0, even automotive connectivity, health sector. Got my point? Use case based 6G, it is right, even getting many applications. Agriculture is going to revolutionize. Already in Indian many states, they are trying to implement the 5G enabled IoT to do wonders in agriculture sector. Companies already started working, investing huge amount. Okay, right, means like use case based. 5G is a right evolving. Got my point? So with this, right, our basic classes means like we started somewhere. Okay, we started somewhere. Introduction to protocol testing, almost more 11 classes are done with this class. Okay, 11 or 10 classes, not exactly. So I think you got I know many people are working without, see, people are working in 5G, 4G without knowing the fundamentals. Correct or not? Hello?
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Many are working, just working like that. Okay.
So nowadays, operators or any companies are not looking for fundamental, right? They just had a MOP, SOWs, and all those. They just do need a robot to execute those things. Correct,
Correct,
right?
correct,
So
correct.
even I
See,
told
but
you that day.
many people in telecom, we have seen that people are even in protocol testing. For the time being, see, many people are saying that I was laid off, I was a protocol tester. You are a protocol tester, right? For time
Mm,
being, companies are taking. If you are not if you are not aware of complete subject, how can you proceed? How can you do
And
testing
it's
and
a
all things?
continuous process, right? You
Ah,
need to learn every
I'll tell
day.
you with my students, the story was happened. Okay, the
Mhm.
story was happened 19, I think, 2019 or before this COVID, 2020. Okay, my students, Samsung was, there is a walk-in in Samsung. Okay, two of my students went. So they were afraiding, means like to attend. They were afraiding to attend the interview first, but they went. Let's whatever is happened. Right, only two people attempted interview. Right, they are also not confident. Okay, for the time being, then company like company understood that only two people came. Then they have taken. Okay,
Mm.
got my point.
Uh,
So whoever, even though thousand resumes are there in protocol testing, but all these thousand are not aware to that company, right? They may find
Correct,
somebody
correct,
at
correct.
particular point of time. Today I have 10 openings or 20 openings. Then whoever resume comes to me, I'll take them.
Correct.
Correct or not? For the time
Yeah.
being, they see some basic kind of thing. If they are not finding what they see,
And that's what I'm
okay.
saying. I was working with Ericsson, right, before
Ah,
quite some time. So there was an opening in what did they say? They got some Reliance Jio project, 5G project, and then
okay.
also get Vodafone Idea project, right? So they required a configuration engineer, right? So who do the
Hmm,
baseband configuration and all that, right?
hmm,
So
hmm,
they have a vacancy of 300 to 400 people, right?
hmm,
At the very same time. So this include the on-roll people, ARP people. So I was
hmm,
at that time was leading that project, right? So they given me the resume. The resume
hmm.
was coming as a salespeople, right? Who are selling the equipment, right?
Correct.
And it's
Hmm.
coming that who are doing the DG set civil work, right?
Ah,
So when I start talking to people, they do not know what is 4G, what is frequency, what is protocol, radio frame structure. They don't know anything.
ah.
So I go back to my manager and say, sir, this is the problem, and how can we hire? He say, can he speak and understand English? I'm like, yes. They hire him. Oh, okay. Now
Hmm,
I hired them, and few days back, I was applying for some companies, right? You know, right? The
hmm.
one of those guys taking my interview. Okay, I told, now you understand 4G, 5G? Well, yes. So good. So
Means like
this
for
happens.
time
This
being,
this happens, right? So
correct,
people do
correct,
not know, and they do not adapt and change, right?
correct,
See, I also to be here, you know, right? We have interacted. I had a 14 year of experience, but I
correct,
never shy learning, right? Because it
correct,
helped me going forward.
correct. See, that's what I am saying. For the time being, companies take the people, right, whichever resumes they have. So, if they find that this fellow is not doing well, see, without knowing the subject, you can't do the testing, right? In which message, what are the parameters? Unless until you know the inside parameters, you cannot complete the test. Then they see 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, right? They will fire. Okay, it is like they will fire if people are not having clarity on the subject, where to test, what to test, how to test. Then definitely at some point of time they will fire. Then people are saying, I laid off. You laid off. You have been recruited because of, right, they got your resume only. After that, at least you should upgrade yourself. For time being, they might have recruited. You should have show your skills. Correct or not? If you know the correct subject, if you are doing the proper log analysis and testing, nobody will. Right? No company will lay off a candidate worth to them. Correct or not? Hello, guys, are you there?
Yeah, you're correct. Correct, sir. I
No
agree.
company remove employee when they think this guy is worth to them. Trust me.
Oh, got it.
So this is happening. People are saying, I laid off, no jobs. No, it is not. For the time being, companies are taking, right? If you are not excelling your, see, many people are enjoys, right? After getting the job, people feel relax. Yeah, I got job. I got job, right? Even from RF2 protocol testing, you got a good package, then you relax. I got job, that's it. You don't perform. To perform, you have to start working more. Before you get a job, right, work for some amount of hours. After getting job, you increase your number of hours working as plus learning. So what difficulties you are facing? Right, if you are seeing that you are not able to proceed on testing, so and so, you contact expert, you pay the expert, you contact him. How can I do this? I am struggling today, tomorrow. Right, every day people struggles in the lab, we see. Then someday, right, they will send out. People afraid to pay the fee to trainers. Then they
No,
will.
even if you run a business, right? If you run a business,
Correct, correct.
you have to purchase material, then only you can sell, right? It
Correct,
is
that's
not like
what.
that one time you bought everything and you are keep selling it. It's not happen, right? You have
Correct,
to
correct,
buy what is now in this era. You will send a Nokia mobile, nobody will buy. You have
correct,
to send the Apple mobile, right? So
correct,
then only you can able to. So you have to upgrade the skill like Apple. Not
correct, correct,
Nokia will going to work nowadays, right?
correct, correct,
So this is the so even so I told you that why I joined this coaching and why this I like this because you are going end to end. So I have to refresh myself because I am doing lot of things. I am doing DevOps, I am doing cloud, I am doing architecture. So I forgot
Mm,
everything. So I need to do it. So it's
correct,
very important to invest in ourselves rather than thinking of right. You told very valid point that 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 is very small amount, right?
correct,
When you see your lifetime, it's a very small amount.
correct. This 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, you cannot even buy 10 grams of gold, but you can transform your life completely.
Correct. And it's a
Even very,
discipline, right? One
huh,
thing is discipline. Even you
correct,
have to sit down 1 hour every day and learn about a topic is a discipline. So until you
correct,
do not bring a discipline in your life, you should not succeed. That's my mantra, right? That's why there's not learning. You can learn. You can go and learn by sitting and doing the lot of things. You need a mentor to guide you, right?
correct.
How to learn.
Even that's what I was telling, right? Even people cracked IAS without coaching. But right, in this subject, right, it is technically not so easy to understand. Not so easy to understand. See, other exams you may read and you can understand, but technical concept, little hard to understand, right? The parameter, the experienced guy should be there. If this parameter is changed, X to Y, then what protocol behaves, how this protocol behaves. So these are all very, very important. So today one guy messaged me just now, sir. I heard that this total telecom is going right bad. No, I told him, is base stations are towers are removing entire. Is mobile manufacturing companies are going to shut down? Means total telecom is shut down? No, it is evolving. 100%. See, definitely in any business, there will be ups and downs. Okay, 2023 totally dry. Trust me, even we haven't seen single position in 2023. Everybody stopped. Now positions are rising. Companies are not getting the right point, the right person. Correct or not?
Correct. Correct.
So right, always there will be a job for the right person. Correct? Okay, and there is
And
no.
then the operator 5G operators are stuck because there is no monetization policy has been established yet. So
Correct,
they
correct.
have lot of investment, but they are not having any ROI, right? That's why it's stuck. Now
Market
they
is
have,
slowing little.
yeah. Now they have got the way, like API monetizations, use case definitions,
Hmm.
industry vertical, all those things they have find out the way how can we earn some money. So now they are channelizing that, and then by 2025, even Nokia reports are there. McKinsey, IBC, IDC, Gartner, all are saying that by 2025 and beyond, the things will be in the positive side for the telcos, right? So
100%. The industry is going to be blast. Telecom is
yeah,
going to grow.
so and 5G was overhyped. It is not for the
Hmm.
consumers, right? It is not for like 4G was for consumer subscriber like you and me.
That's what
But
I
5G,
was telling. Nah?
yeah,
Hmm.
5G is not for consumers. It is basically for industrial use cases.
Use
And
case, that's what, use case based.
we haven't thought about, the companies haven't thought about this
Correct.
before deploying, right? So
Correct.
every day when I talk to the customers, because I directly represent customers like Dow Chemical, CP, now I'm working with the Swiss Air. So they face this kind of issues every day. They think that 5G is something out of blue, but 5G is simple, right? So they have lot of overhype expectation from 5G.
Correct.
Okay, they think that it is automatic like AI. You just go and 5G connect. Not happening.
One company contacted us. Actually, they asked us to, can you people design a prototype? We told like we are not that much of big. Prototype means software, then application. And companies they ragla, they called us and they asked, we need a application. Can you people do? I told we are not, we are a small team of 3 people, we cannot do. So anyway, I hope I told you that I'll make you to sit in front of my class, that I can assure you, right? So with this class basics are done. From tomorrow onwards, right, we start with the LTE architecture. Every day, every class of mine will be like this only, right? No need to worry about the topics, no need to worry about the lab certificate. Will do whatever is required, right? I came into this field by passion, okay, right? That's why I'm doing PhD also. I wanted to be as a teacher. That is my means like teaching. So I teach with passion, okay. So knowing the subject is different, and becoming a trainer is a different, okay. So with the passion I came into this. Anyway, I'll make you to sit in front of me to listen the class. Fine?
Yeah, thank you.
Right? So with this, all of our these basic classes are done, right? So if those who are interested, they can continue, right? Those who are not interested, they can right, leave the group also, right? If you want. So I'll share the right account company. If you want to pay to the company, I'll pay. I'll give you the company account, but company account with the GST. Okay. So I'll share you personal account number if you want to pay. Fine.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Thank you guys. Thank you for attending. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see tomorrow. Right.